That reminds me, I have to change my avatar. I mean, I do it every year, except for last year when I forgot. Yeah. Well, that's... Overall, it's been... long, very long. From my mom's car breaking down to me... well... to me having to get some new tires. It's been a long week. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It could be. They might honestly put it in like maybe the DMG. I mean, the DMG already has a bunch of garbage in it. Wait, Blade Ward? Oh yeah, no, Blade Ward was terrible. Blade Ward was an action. You had to cast it, and then you got it for like the turn. Same with True Strike. So basically, True Strike, Bastion was until the start of your next turn, and I think True Strike is till the end of your next turn. So basically, True Strike, you use an action to cast it, and then the next turn you get advantage. Or you could just, or you could just attack them twice and have the same total percentage of attack. If you think about it, one attack with advantage versus 2 attacks of a single die, those are the same odds. But if you get lucky, you're not wasting that second die, you're hitting both times. That's why True Strike is garbage. So you do it as part of it? Sorry, I'm trying to find. Mm-hmm. Oh, so it's yeah. So okay, so it's kind of just like Shocking Grasp. But it's although spellcasting ability using strength or dexterity. Its damage it can be yeah. Yep. It already was. Oh, it's now a 5. Oh, okay, sorry. It can, I think previously it could hit one other target within 5 feet. Now it's a 5-foot area. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so... Yeah. Be responsible for visual creature talking with a melee attack. You choose sigil warding disadvantage of the creature's attack roll against you. Yeah. That's actually really nice. Sorcerers now have a way to, like, at least once ward off an attack. Like, that's kind of nice to, like, have a slight defensive cantrip. Yeah, Acid Splash, though, previously, choose one creature within range or choose 2 creatures within range that are within 5 feet of each other. Yeah. 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 Which is good, because it's actually been... for doing 1d6 acid damage, it really isn't that great. Like, or I should say, it's kind of always been bad because it's been the lowest damage type, and yeah, the idea is you can hit 2 people, but yeah. Well, I'm gonna have a lot to say about cantrips. I like wizards and stuff, so I've thought a lot about these. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh. Mm-hmm. And it can't. Yeah. Yeah, Blade Ward, let's see. Oh no, Blade Ward, so Blade Ward was different. It's a reaction now, while it used to be an action. Before, until the end of your next turn, you have resistance against bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. Now it's just a reaction that grants disadvantage, which I think is better, honestly, because it's like, you have to use your action to gain that for basically 2 turns. Actually, no, not even that. Basically a round between your 2 turns. Which is... Yeah, well... Yeah, that's what the disengage action is for. Or the defense action. Actually, this does what the defense action does. But you don't have to spend your action on it, which is nice. Yeah. If you're a wizard expecting to get pummeled by physical attacks for a whole round, you're already in a lot of trouble. If you hit an undead, it also has disadvantage on tackles until the end of your next turn. Yeah, I mean, it's got its own, like, use, but I think the can't regain hit points is better, because it, anyway. Yeah, no, that's the thing, actually, and there are actually, I think, even some that heal if they're dealt necrotic damage. Some have, like, necrotic, so, yeah, some have, like, a special ability where they heal if they take necrotic damage. So it's like, I'm healing them to give them disadvantage. Okay, so they just tied it to they tied it more to the condition, which I don't know how that's changed. I forget how that's changed. Yeah, charmed currently. I don't remember what it is, how they've changed it, if they have. Yeah, but the old one is the charm target can't attack you, as long as you don't attack them. Or target the charmer with harmful abilities or magical effects. Yeah, so they can't harm you, and you have advantage on social ability checks towards them. That's what it. Yeah, so fairly standard. So it's not even nearly as... So it's... I feel like that's very similar to what it used to be. I think... Yeah, oh, right, no, the reason everyone hated it and no one used it is because they had a chance to hate you afterwards. Like, it's like, afterwards if, you know... Yeah, old one was... But... but the old one has this line. When the spell ends, the creature realizes that you use magic to influence its mood and becomes hostile towards you. A creature prone to violence might attack you. Another creature might seek retribution in other ways. Yeah. It's probably very similar. It's probably just, positive attitude. So, but honestly, I think that's a better way of handling it than they do what you want, but then they hate you. Because, like, you just have advantage to all charisma checks. They're not charmed, you just have advantage. And 1d12. Still. Well, still, it's been a d12. Mm-hmm. There. So let's see. It used to be 10 feet. Now they made it 30. The creature must succeed on a Constitution save or take 1d12 damage. Is it now or take half? Oh, it's a ranged attack now. Oh, okay, so it's a 30 feet ranged attack versus a poison spray area that... Because it was a 10-foot... no, it's just 10-foot line, I think. Oh, no, one target... send your hand towards a creature you can see and puff a noxious gas from your palm. The creature must... Yeah, so it's still one target, but it was a saving throw, so they made it into an attack, which is nice. Everyone has Constitution. No one wants to get rid of Constitution. Unless you're fighting a sickly child, they will have a good Constitution save, at least a moderate one. I mean, those are kind of arbitrary for the most part. Like, that used to be called Conjure Flame, didn't it? Okay. The upgrade at 5, 11, and 7. I feel like that's less often. Poison Spray says 5th, 11th. Nope, same. Yeah. I mean, you always want one attack cantrip. No, it didn't. Which is useful because, I mean, but at least it's still, like, it still makes the weapon count as magical, right? Oh, right. I think they're gonna get rid of, like, magical, like, oh, it must be magical to resist or something. And so things are just, that's why everything seems to be dealing force damage now, like, as far as, like, specialties go. Just to add some more damage types in. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, old Shillelagh. Let's see the difference. For the duration, you use spellcasting ability instead of damage. If the attack deals damage, it can be force damage with a weapon control damage of your choice. So that's on each hit. Yeah. So it used to just be a single D8. So it's exactly the same, but it scales. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's also interesting is that this basically means, because the whole idea, it has to be a club or quarterstaff. Clubs are normally D6. Quarterstaffs, I think, are versatile D6, D8. So that means you can wield, but since they're versatile, that means you can wield them one-handed, meaning you could do a shield and a staff, or a shield and a club. So the idea of Shillelagh is to really give yourself more defense, too. But now it also increases damage. Oh, interesting. No. Okay, this is interesting. It doesn't just add damage dice like normal. It goes D10, D12, 2D6. So it still doesn't do more than normal weapon damage. Yeah, close.
So they have now had
that's a little sad. You also no longer have advantage if it's yeah, you no longer have advantage in armor against enemies in armor. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sad that they got rid of the advantage for armor. It always made it nice. It's always nice to, like, if you make a melee range mage, which is better than it sounds. I've started to learn from my Baldur's Gate playthrough. Okay, I can keep things going if we get to a topic that's worth that I can continue on about. Okay. Yeah.
It's like it's an extra
mean, it's basically, are you fighting people? If yes, advantage. Well, I'm gonna say non-druid people. Or yeah. Mm-hmm. It's kind of interesting. I guess so. I guess the point of lightning is to do the partial disengage if you hit. Chilling touch is anti-healing, but it also does a little bit more damage. Poison spray. It's just a range. It's the weakest element, but well, it's also the most straightforward. It doesn't do anything extra, but it does the most damage. I'm assuming fire. Not fireball. Fire. No, there's another one. Fire. What's the firebolt? That's the word. Probably is the same. So it's probably just a D10, which means it's still weaker than put. Does firebolt do anything special? I don't think so. Not now that they increased it to 30. F. Am I back? Yeah, my internet just hung up. Don't know why. Just did. Yeah. Produce flame is 1d8, but it's 60 feet. But it's also, the whole point is it's light, and you could do it for a while, or you could throw it. Also, you have to dismiss it as a bonus action, which actually is something, because it takes a hand slot, effectively. So it's kind of interesting. Mm-hmm. It also gives Druid an extra element, because they basically had poison spray and like shillelagh and stuff. Yeah, I got some extra damage types.
Like it's a bonus and an advantage. That's taking a spell slots and it's really hard to balance it out with actually using it. I feel like I really need to say like it wasn't until actually from all my experience I decided that the first time it actually worked is there's one action, not three actions on a turn means the way to attack. It's taking the overlay of the actions rather than three actions that the Pathfinder has and making it actually useful. Because I'm sorry, it was never useful in Pathfinder first edition. Oh, by 3.5 or 3.0. I even think it was down to the second edition version was actually useful. For so long.
Now, like, seriously, it was, like, let me read you the description of True Strike. Like, true. Too many things start with true. True Strike. You extend your hand and point and finger, concentration up to 1 round. Oh, it was concentration too, I forgot! You extend your hand, point and finger at the target range, he magically grants you, Your magic grants you a brief insight into the target's defenses. On your next turn, you gain advantage on your first attack roll against the target, provided that spell that hasn't ended. So you have to cast it, maintain the concentration, and through not being hit or being as you're attacked. Then you have to do it onto a target, and then you can get advantage to your first attack against that target. That's it. Not even all attacks.
Yeah, it was just...
Like, honestly, the only reason it is terrible. There's no reason to use it. The only reason I even have it in Baldur's Gate is because I was able to pick it up as a scroll and learn it as a wizard. Uh-huh. Also, I'm annoyed because, like, I actually, like, hey, here's an actual use for it, because an enemy cast Sanctuary on themselves when they couldn't be damaged. Nope. In Baldur's Gate, it counted as, I'm like, hey, this might actually be a use for True Strike, and I try to cast it on the person, and it's all like, they cannot be harmed. I'm like, I'm not harming them this turn! Sorry, I was just annoyed at that, when that literally happened today. Actually, I do want to say one other thing. True Strike actually does make the Blade Singer a lot better. Also, you can, at 17, you get up to 3d6 damage, so it's even better than a normal weapon. Also, this makes Blade Bards better too, and Blade Locks also better. Yeah, no, it's a cantrip. You can do it every turn. Yeah. I think this is important because, honestly, I was just gonna say, I found that a lot of players go like, let's set this place up as a base of operations. So many players want to do that. So, the ability to have rules around that is important, I think. With that being said, though, are there any rules to, like, its defenses or attacking with it or something? Or is it just for, like, upkeep and crafting and you can get a scriptorium? Training area.
They do have
Yeah, there are events. Yeah, I actually like this because players in their factions or players in their, like, do you know how often, like, literally, I've run into this at least twice where players are like, let's let's a lot of people died in this inn. Let's renovate it and make a thing around it. No, it's not worth it.
You know, it's a work in progress.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, it makes sense. I actually think this is important. Like, the Dungeon Master's Guide, I actually love to pour through that just to see kind of stuff you can do. And I think they need more, like, material in it, because, like, realistically, it's actually... So, the Player's Handbook is, like, super well organized. But I've always found the DMG is, like... You know, they have the section on creating a multiverse, but it's, like... But it's more just... Here's the rules that we have for a multiverse. And it's like, okay, let's skip that section. Okay, creating adventures. Okay, surprise, adventuring types, how to do mysteries. Yeah, I'm gonna make a point. So this is my tabbing of the, like, DMG. You can see, like, there's not that many. And where did I just find the player handbook? Behind me. This is my tabbing of the player handbook. Monster manual, I don't think I ever tabbed. Just because it's alphabetized. Yeah.
Because the player, you know, players in this game. So one of the things that like you reflect on plenty of newer games. Pathfinder, but I'm using Pathfinder again. A lot of the stuff that they just have will be like well, in the player's handbook, the portal, it's a portal. And when they went to the DMG, it was a list of things about a lot of stuff that built a Dungeon Master, like, you know, the cosmology stuff, that kind of shit. Also, you know, like, all that kind of stuff.
What I don't like about it is it's highly setting dependent.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people just make their own universe and play D&D rules. So
I think Joe like it's the first deal.
put it in the Faerun handbook. Make a, you know, there's a Sword Coast handbook, put it there, you know? Anyway, but no, like, I just am like, so that's where I'm like, I would very much prefer a DMG with things like rules on magic. Like, basically what Xanathar's Guide was, plus, you know, like, Bash. That's a better DMG, Xanathar's Guide. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, like, yeah, I'd much rather see a DMG with, like, magic item rules, crafting rules, like things that a GM would have to be like, a player says, I want to do this, and a player has to go, okay, let me figure this out. There should be, if they can look up a rule for that, then that's what the DMG is for. I feel the DMG is best for a collection of rules for things players may want to do, rather than. And honestly, I think a section about if you're new to role playing, here's how you run a role playing game. That's also fine. You know, I actually don't mind that section. There's a section there. Yes. Yeah. 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 They have different distribution, though. Penguin, the reason Penguin's good is because they distribute to bookstores. They're like a major book distributor, as far as I understand. So. Yeah. Yes. Barnes and Nobles, I'm pretty sure still exists. I think I know where one is around me. I think. If it hasn't moved. Ah. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. I'm more curious. Hasbro probably has great distribution too because they're a toy company. Yeah, it's true. They do board games, which is small shop, which could help with game shops. The only real thing I think of is like bookstores, but like with how few there are now, it couldn't be hard for Hasbro to get some stuff in there. Probably not. It's funny because like I don't know if you saw me. I was like scanning the book. I'm like, I've never seen a penguin logo on here. I'm like, so it's possible they already like aren't using it for certain things, but they might just be getting rid of it completely. Like, no. Yeah, but you can still sometimes see like a penguin logo on things. I don't know. Yeah, like distribute it. So. I don't know how that works, though. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like... yeah, I'm just kind of like, it's kind of a non-story because it's like it's not gonna hurt anything. At worst, pain. Like, I mean, yeah. Yeah. I'll be honest. I feel like this is more just they don't want to bring a lot of attention to it, just because it's like you said, it's kind of a non-story. But I feel like probably part of the reason they're making this announcement is because some people have to know. That's why it's all like the main thing they say. To place an order for your store, simply visit our distributors page. You know, it's all like the idea is like, hey, this is ending. If this is going to affect you, contact us and we'll get it fixed out. You know, that's kind of the idea. But so that's the purpose behind it. But that's they could have explained more to like not lead people to, because that's the thing. It's like, again, all they had to say is we're doing this and cease and distribute. Moving forward, you'll be able to order them directly from one of our approved distributors. This is more of an announcement to, like, businesses. Honestly, being in someone who, like, works in a business like that, basically this is about, like, 2 days worth of paperwork for someone. Which could be annoying for a very small business that, like, has, like, 2 employees. Setting up contracts with new distributors and stuff, that is actually one of the most annoying things that I have to deal with from a day-to-day basis. I have to do that sometimes, and it's just like a day of paperwork. It's not fun. Mm. I do feel like a chunk of the Universes Beyond stuff is really just, hey, people who like other IPs, come try our game. Yeah. And I think sometimes they do put more effort into it than others.
Really true.
Oh, yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. I just read a blurb from the overview. Once upon a time, there was a set of cards that featured beloved character scenes and quotes from the iconic film The Princess Bride, with gorgeous storybook-inspired art. It is said that these cards had the power to take us back to an age of courtly intrigue, swashbuckling adventure, and true love conquering all. Hold it. What is this? Are you tricking me? Is this a kissing drop? Wait, just wait. When's it get good? That's their description of it. I'm sorry, just that. Yeah. I'm sorry, just that. Yeah, I'm sorry, just that description just ate me. I was just like, no. Yeah, which is honestly they've done that before. Yeah. Like I said, it's just to kind of like throw it in with, see, maybe it's like, oh, people like this. Let's. Honestly, I think it's just IP crossing, which is to honestly, it's kind of the same. In my opinion, it's the kind of the same thing as like you know, uh, a YouTube crossover where like one person does something on another YouTube channel. It's to get people mix. It's to mix IPs to get people from one into another. Yeah. It's Companies are weird. I don't know. I don't care enough, so. The one I cared about was Yu-Gi-Oh! And they burned me a long time ago, so I'm not about to get attached to Magic. I could dive back into it at some point just to kind of see how it works now. Although I have seen, it just reminds me of a video I saw of someone who literally won in 2 turns. Technically, it was technically 2 turns, but one of the cards they did allowed the other player to basically prevented another player from doing a thing, doing just about anything. So. Yeah, and that's kind of why I'm just all unless you have these very specific types of decks now, it's not even worth even trying. And it's they just added mechanics that are so imperative that. What are the classes in Starfinder? Yeah, what's interesting, I haven't seen them redo anything. Have they done okay, we've updated some things, now try this again?
Not yet for the first. That's the might be clever later. Because a while to put these back and stuff together and figure out what kind of things they want. But I remember they were going to be Pathfinder edition, but that's actually happened. My old game group had a try out the second edition of the past. And then in the middle of it, they had a big update.
I mean that's a playtest for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole point is you're helping them test, so you can give them feedback from places.
So, I like they're probably did a lot of these before they actually.
Yeah, they're probably just going through class by class, and they probably did a chunk, and now they're doing one, and they can do another, and they might do some races, and then they kind of will just update them as things kind of. I think they might just be giving I don't know, because I didn't pay attention to the Pathfinders. It's themed.
Yeah.
Just recommendations for how to play it, or what would go good in the setting. Speaking of Pathfinder, I'm going to go on a little tangent here. I saw a video. maybe I don't remember. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, well, I kind of wanted him to hear it, but oh well. Yeah, it was just a Pathfinder tangent. It was a nice video where it was just like, the whole concept was just all like, here are some cool house rules for D&D 5e, and then in the end, they kind of revealed that they were just things stolen from Pathfinder. So it was pretty amusing. Yeah. So yeah, it was let me see if I can find. I saved the video, so I'll have to just go to YouTube and check check my save video for that. Let's see. Let's just go to history. I literally watched it like yesterday. I watched a lot of videos though. Ah, that's what it is. It is called The 5 Best House Rules for D&D by the Rules Lawyer. If anyone's curious about it. It's actually really well done. But yeah, it was kind of interesting to just be like, yeah, okay, I can see why Pathfinders is better. But also, they also made the good point that it's very hard to get people to switch away from D&D, which is, yeah. There is a stigma against Pathfinder, and I really don't get what that is. That it's like, oh, it's more complicated, more numbersy. And original Pathfinder, I agree. Pathfinder 2nd Edition, though, not so much. Yeah. Well, I'll just send you the video. I'll just send you the YouTube video. Yeah. I thought it was very amusing.
It's backward. America, which is interesting. It's America. And existing universe.
The backwards series. I'm Warden. Doesn't seem to be an existing IP. I can't find anything about backwards, so at least nothing that's not related to what it's already shown. D20 game system. Yeah. And there's backwater and backroads.
Backwater, super backwater, back channels, and back roads. So it's backwater, backwoods, back channels, back roads. Doing our midpoint to already existing backwoods and back channels are the new ones, and the backwater, back roads existed. I think that's what it kind of saying. You can get all four of them together. Really no books, either back channels or back roads. So all of them move together. So that's great that maybe those two existed.
Yeah. Each back. So I think this might be. What? Okay. Okay. Yeah, so these might just be expansions to regions or something, maybe.
Interesting stuff.
Isn't one of them was England?
Yeah, it was England.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, New England. Okay, sorry. I was skimming through and I saw England and I thought one of them was Britain.
Original was
Mm-hmm.
like Florida. I guess if Florida, it's very neat. But
Wait, this is about post-apocalyptic horror? The Florida Man Cryptid. The Florida Man Cryptid. It. This is cool. I'll pin that for maybe looking into later. Actually, is it? How far along is it? 20 days to go. I'll put it somewhere and then forget about it and then notice that it's already passed. That's what happens normally when these things come up and I'm interested. Okay. Hey, there was an art. When I was looking to see if there was a something about the thing we just read backwards. There was an article on Dice Breaker I ran across. Anyway. Ah. Yeah. Yeah. Yep, that's what scalpers are. I mean, I could probably make a lot for my my special Mew card that I got from the Mew movie back in, or the Pokemon movie back in the day. Who knows how much that sells for? Yep. Then again, those. Oh, really? I mean, I thought it'd be like at least in the triple digits. It's true. They were not. Yeah, that's fair. They're not uncommon.
Like, sorry about the scalpers.
Well, yeah, so basically the idea was it was an event aimed at children and families, and scalpers bought all the tickets. Yeah. Yeah, I noticed. It says, now, to be fair, this does say more cards featuring Pikachu in a gray hat will be available at Pokemon Centers in the future. So basically, I think they're going to combat it by actually putting more out there.
Yeah, but something like they don't admit this a little bit more. You know, it's just it's expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, we are actively working on ways to provide more Pikachu and Great Felt Hat promo cards. Fan shopping at Pokemon Centers in the future. Details will be released at a later date. So basically, yeah. They're basically saying, don't buy them, we'll give you more, you know? But yeah, no, it's very much this thing. I'm kind of surprised they didn't expect something like this to happen, because this always happens whenever you have any kind of exclusive event announced ahead of time. Yeah, all the special stuff. Yeah, it's kind of just like... a copy of card was doled out at the Tokyo Metropolitan Art Museum exhibit. What's that? Yeah, there's a market for, yeah. Oh, they're saying that apparently there was another time this happened. So a copy of Pikachu Munch's Scream card was doled out at Tokyo Metropolitan for famous painting at the time. Sold for $15,000. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And basically people are all like, hey, Pokemon Company, this keeps happening. Why aren't you doing something? Which is fair. Yeah, by kind of making... See, that's the thing, though, is if you're going to do these promos with people, and they find out, oh, we get bum-rushed and lose our target audience, and we can't do the education thing we want. Unless, of course, they're... Pokemon's also giving them a whole bunch of money on top of it. You know, it's like... Maybe, but... It's... Yeah. So it's kind of just like, I mean, at least they're saying they're going to put more out there to, like, lower the price to try and prevent this, but that's also not, sorry, to try and remedy it, but that also doesn't prevent it in the future, which is really what you want to, like, think about. Yeah, no. Yeah. It's just... I feel like this is definitely something that is really trading card game exclusive, though, in the way that's... Like, there are scalpers for things that are hard to come by, but trading card games are, like, unique in this because of their, like, hyped... You're literally paying for cardboard. True, yes. So many people wanted to get it.
Spelling that had possibility but there was one that I explored and they explored just because the other two have we'll get to that. Let's talk about the second here.
Well, this might actually be a little bit more like, even if like the art that you put out for the I mean, because that's the thing is like, so it might also be like if yeah, so if every piece of art that you use to promote your thing, I think is what this is saying, is AI generated, they're not allowing it. Yeah. See, I'm gonna think. Yeah, I mean, there's kind of a whole point where the issue though is that in some ways you don't actually have to provide anything. Like, I think there are like, I mean, that's the thing, like the whole idea is you're giving this money and it's all like, oh, there's no guarantee you're going to get the product. So all you have to do is convince people that what you're doing and then be like, oh, well, I went under. And yes, that's fraud, which is not allowed, but proving that in every case is difficult if you do it right. So I think so there are people who probably will just want to basically do that, which is why they need to ban it. But yes, if you see it and someone's actually trying to do something like that, now to be fair, there could be someone who hasn't yet hired artists who might need to, and that might be part of their thing. So that might hurt some people. Part of this money I'm going to do is to hire artists, but I need art in the meantime. I agree. I think the other group, I mean, I feel like I've seen things with like, stick figure art saying hiring an artist is part of our thing. It's like, or they use pictures or live. Like some people have gotten real creative with how they're gonna like promote their thing without good art, But also, or sometimes they can just pay for cheap art and then like get a real artist later. There's stuff like that you can do too. So it's really not a big hit, and also that then supports the art industry. Because paying for cheap art so you can pay for better art later. It's the whole thing. So, like, yeah, there's lots of other ways around this. I think it could be beneficial to some people to be allowed to use AI art, but I think the negatives outweigh the positives. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, Backerkit, you know, writing multimedia spurred their team to discuss, recognize both immediate and long. Yeah. So basically, they recognize both the immediate and long-term adverse effects that AI art may pose to the creators and creative communities. And for a website that's literally all about creation and like, I can see where they would stand against it. Yeah. Yeah, and there are people who will be like, hey, you can even like get some people on, hey, I'm going to be doing this thing. Would you be willing to help me out? And I'll pay you if we get this funding. You know, like some people will agree to that risk. Too. Yeah. 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 Yep. There are plenty of ways to do it. AR not necessary. Oh, fun. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Well, no. It actually says this is the first English-Japanese teacher Greece simultaneous release of its kind. So it's the first time it's released in both countries at the same, or both English and Japanese at the same time. Yeah. Yeah. Fun fact: Dungeons and Dragons is not the most popular game system in Japan. I know that much. Also, the idea is kind of cool. Like, you're someone who's like fights a monster, dies, and then you're brought back to life by someone. So I think it's supposed to be like for 2 players. So a GM and 2 players, I think, is the idea. Because you have a. Let's see. Game ordinary person hunting a giant monster. There's no heavy firepower guns or elite soldiers. The people risking their lives to fight the monster's words. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's supposed to be 2 players, and one person is basically the fighter. The other person, I don't know what they do. It actually doesn't say anything about them here, but the only thing it says is don't trust your partner too much. That's all it says. So, cryptic. Yeah. So they're just doing a whole bunch of releases. I was basically, so yeah, basically they're releasing a couple of books, to English. Yeah. It doesn't say much about what the games are. Like, it does say 3 titles, but it doesn't really say like anything about those titles. Yeah, Maiku Kingdom, Magica Logia. And then Insane. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So sounds sort of online-y. Or it also kind of sounds like the Backrooms. Because the Backrooms is basically, if you think about like if you've ever seen the Backrooms, it's now got this giant bit of lore, but it basically stemmed from that image of like you clip into a wall and it's all like anyway. Yeah, but basically
The world with miracles and catastrophes commonplace. It's the world of wizards seeking to the source of the people that are in luck. It's the multi-part. Players are drawn to sources of terror.
Oh, SCP.
Yeah. So those are these three RPGs.
I found the Reddit post you were looking at.
No, I have wargamer.com.
Oh.
I did look up a news on Google to see if someone else is present.
Yep. Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah, right. So, early in the second act, spoilers, you, run into there's basically you enter some cursed lands, and then you run into a town. I'm playing the Dark Urge, and basically, it's like, you would love to kill this person, and so I killed the person, and it caused the shadows, basically she was protecting the town, and it caused the shadows to creep in, and killed everyone. So I murdered a town. Yeah, so, that's what I did this week. I feel terrible. But also, it's fun. I did, and it was, to be fair though, well, actually, here's the reason I did it, in part, is because I actually had tried the fight 3 times. And every time, the enemy, so basically, you basically do this fight with this person, involved. So, this fight happens before you even have a chance to, like, kill her normally. Yeah. And I tried this fight 3 times, and every time she got crit to death super fast. Like, all the enemies just seem to crit her. And I don't know why. So I decided one time that I'm just like, well, I was debating it, but then I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna be the one to kill her. And man, did I get a good benefit from it. Because that's the thing about the Dark Urge is, again, spoilers. Basically, your benefactor, who I don't know who that is yet, gives you gifts when you, do evil things. And you get a good one for that. Yeah, you get a good one for that. Either play the game or watch my stream, depending. I'm not gonna give spoilers as to what you get. Let's just say a leaf is involved. That won't make any sense unless you know what I mean.
Let's see here. What was the schedule like? Did you do anything on Sunday otherwise?
No, I didn't do anything else, and basically that did cover my whole week. Yes. Hopefully that will start to be a thing I can discuss. Who are these?
I remember.
Who are all these new people? I knew you and my Cerulean. I'm just gonna give his online name. And the other two were people who I found on other servers who were just willing to play. Yeah, the hard part is going. Okay, the hard part is going to be because that's the one thing I disliked about the other group mostly was that two of them, like, or one of them was like not super present and had a terrible microphone. In my Traveler game. And then the other one, that's why I'm like, I could probably start it back up now, but I don't really want to, because the other one was just, like, too timid and, like, didn't participate. And so it was kind of like, and then there was one more who was actually fun. Yes, and the third person left, like, the moment I had, like, a break longer than 2 weeks. He's like, I can't do it, bye. I'm like, okay. Technically, I ended Bastion Frontier. Oh, I mean, it was very much a thing where it's all like, yeah, if we wanted to play with these characters, we could. But I didn't really ever expect to continue. Yeah, ultimately, the idea was actually going to be, for Bastion Frontiers, I was going to do a series of completely separated games, which all had a major overarching plot that kind of connected them together. That was my idea, but that kind of died. Maybe I'll pick it up again. So that's why there was, like, stuff to see, and then there would probably been one which, like, you actually fight the big bad. Yep.
There's so much lore for games I haven't been. I lost a lot. My characters know this shit. All know this shit. So, we explored it. We squirrel and make friends with it. And it led us to a place where we were like, it's like modern era, or medieval. They're like, I'm not kidding. They're kind of rude.
that's actually pretty, that happens all throughout history.
And it's also kind of, well, perhaps before that, it has been addressed. And now, 5 years, declared dead again. Well, this is a weird storyline. And I talked about the, fair education rates in the basically about people in Western. So we're talking about those. I get this video talking. Yes. Probably like Steve Austin. I could probably throw a topic on there and be talking for like 15 minutes. This is like well over 2 hours. Honestly, I kind of keep this show. Try to be people. We'll leave it to your topics next.
Okay.
Until then, I thank you everybody for joining today.
Yep. Streaming tomorrow. Probably. Do I want to do Baldur's Gate some more? I kind of do, but I also kind of want to do some programming. We'll see. We'll see what I decide. Probably more Baldur's Gate. Depends on how.
I know that feeling sometimes. In my schedule, related streams, shows right now.
Yes. You play? Well, wait. Did you play the remake of 2 on stream? I think you did. Makes sense. Usually takes about a year.